Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be bringing you everything that we ate, drank, and saw on our 2023 Breckenridge, Colorado trip, so come along and join us. So to start the trip off, after we arrived in Denver, the first thing we did was grab a Starbucks after a long 6 a.m. flight that was definitely needed, and then we were off to Breck. The tunnel that we're going through right now is the Eisenhower Tunnel. This is west of Denver on Interstate 70. This tunnel was originally supposed to be called the Straight Creek Tunnel, the name stemming from the valley where the West Portal is located, but in September 1969, Governor John Love proposed to rename it after former President Eisenhower. Construction on the westbound tunnel for Eisenhower began in 1968. Nearly 6,000 people were employed on the tunnel project over the course of 5 years and completed in 1973, but they blasted and drilled through nearly 7,789 feet of rock and earth under the Continental Divide. When construction finished in 1973, the two-lane Eisenhower Tunnel was carrying traffic in both directions, but more than 1 million vehicles had passed through it by July 1973, so there was a contract for the second bore after former Governor and U.S. Senator Edwin C. Johnson. In December 1979, the Johnson Tunnel was completed, creating the Eisenhower-Johnson Memorial Tunnel that we see today with 2 lanes traveling in both directions. Also, this tunnel is about 1.7 miles long, so if you are planning on holding your breath or doing that breath holding challenge, I do wish you luck. I have been unsuccessful up until this point, but maybe someday. Once we made it into town, our first stop was the grocery store, which was City Market on North Park Avenue, and also they have a great pizza spot that we like to do when we first arrive, and that's Windy City Pizza and Pasta. They honestly have some great pizza here, so we went with a 16-inch pepperoni, mushroom, jalapeno, added a garlic parmesan crust. This one was so good, and then garlic knots with their marinara sauce. Also did a 16-inch send the meat pizza, which had meatballs, ham, the works, bacon. It was delicious. As for the rest of our travel day, we mainly just checked into the hotel, got all of our stuff settled, and then just started to explore Main Street. They were starting to set up for the Ullr Fest shot ski event, getting all the skis lined up. After lots of walking around, we started to work up an appetite again, so it was off to Empire Burger on South Main Street. We made it in time to enjoy their happy hour that runs Monday through Friday from 3 to 5 p.m. They've got tons of different burger options here, salads, starters, and other sandwiches if you're not craving a burger. Their bar area was so cute, already decorated for Christmas. We got started with dessert first. These were 2 boozy milkshakes, the peanut butter cup with peanut butter whiskey and chocolate, and we also got the Dirty Monkey, which had chocolate, banana, and rum. The Dirty Monkey was by far the winner. Then we started off with some Asian firecracker wings. These were the perfect combo of spicy and sweet. Love the sesame seeds on top. And for my entree, I just did a classic cheeseburger with Tillamook cheddar cheese, onion rings, and ranch, of course. Kale went with the Kona burger featuring ham, pineapple, Swiss cheese. My parents got a Philly cheesesteak, which was awesome, and then they also got a burger with jalapenos. Everything was super fresh, and we loved the sandwiches we got here. After Empire Burger, it was pretty much just food coma for the rest of the evening, so we got started bright and early the next day, and this was the beginning of Ullr Fest, our 2nd year in a row. Breckenridge Distillery supplies all of the whiskey for the event, so we had about 2 hours until we had to line up, so we went inside and just explored. Alright y'all, so the blue bottles that they have with the little blue caps on the top shelf, those are the specialty ones they're doing for Ullr Fest. That's Ullr's Blend. They only made 100 bottles, they're $100 each, and I think they've sold about 50 so far.
Yeah.
And it's only about 2 o'clock, so that's pretty cool. Specialty one for the 60th anniversary.
Awesome.
This is Kale all the way. My rum boy.
100%.
Alright, so while we were in Breckenridge Distillery, Kale was asking just how many of the mini bourbon whiskey bottles that they had supplied for Ullr Fest.
About 1,400 is what they're figuring right now, so that could change with amount of participants, but we will see here in a couple hours.
After sampling some delicious espresso whiskeys and looking at the different options that they had in Breckenridge Distillery, we took the gondola back to Peak 8, got some fresh change of clothes, got some heavier jackets on because it was almost time for the shot ski event for Ullr Fest. So this was our second year in a row doing the Ullr Fest. It's a really fun time. On Thursday, it starts off from 12 to 3 with an Ullr helmet decorating party, which is really cool. And then at 3:30, they crown the Ullr King and Queen. Everyone gets really into it, really dressed up. It's really cool to see everyone's different costumes. And then around 4 p.m., everybody starts to line up preparing for the shot ski event. So they give you Velcro on the bottom of your shot, and that goes directly onto the ski. There's a little thing of the Breckenridge Distillery whiskey that we pour into each shot. And then it was go time. Everybody started getting their shots ready on the skis. They started announcing when you can lift up the skis all together. There's a lot of people bouncing the skis up and down as you're trying to pour the whiskey, which makes for some nice entertainment while you're waiting. And then they start to announce that everyone is ready. So you've got your full shot here with the Breckenridge Distillery whiskey. Remembering I did not bring gloves, and then it was countdown time.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Here's me right after the shot ski, remembering that was straight whiskey and I definitely cannot tolerate that anymore, but here we are keeping a brave face. The official totals from this year's Ullr Fest was 1,377 participants, 495 skis, and a total length of 2,469 feet. After that, it was on to Radicato for dinner. Alright y'all, so we are at Radicato. This is where we came last year, right after Kale and I got engaged. Our reservation was originally for 7 p.m. tonight, and they were sweet enough to get us in right away. It's only about 4:30 right now during happy hour, and I get to share that menu with y'all, so stay tuned. Also, if you're dining here at Radicato, they do offer a 5-course tasting menu that is $99 per person, and optional, you can add a beverage tasting to that as well for an additional $80 per person. Radicato is located directly above Breckenridge Distillery, so if you're looking for it, find Breck Distillery directly on the second floor. We then got started looking at some drinks, and the chef actually brought out a little wine tasting as a welcome to the table for us, which was really sweet. We did a quick cheers, and then our other drinks arrived. And for my first drink, it was Aperol Spritz time. They have a delicious Spritz here, so I had to do it. For Kale's drink, he went with the Trini Gladiator. It had bourbon, rum, allspice in it. And then my parents both got the Yukon Cornelius. It had tequila, rosemary, pomegranate, lime. These were both really refreshing. A little clip of my favorites with their drinks. And then the chef brought out another tasting for us. This was their beef carpaccio. I have seriously never had beef carpaccio before, but I'm now a fan. And we had a magical view of all the Christmas lights on the second floor. It was so pretty. Alright, so right here we have the 24-ounce New York strip. This is the spaghetti featuring some delicious looking lobster in there, roasted garlic, and the cacio e pepe, which is on their happy hour menu. Kale really loved the cacio e pepe pasta, but my favorite had to have been that spaghetti with the mean lobster. I am a sucker for roasted garlic, and clearly I loved it. After our pasta and steak, it was time for some of their awesome desserts. Definitely don't skip on those here. This is the chocolate torte. There's some nice looking pomegranate on there. And then we also did the butterscotch budino for the second time, which is delicious. Chocolate pearls on top. Highly recommend that one. And after our dessert at Radicato, we thought why not venture across the street for some more dessert. So this was Mountaintop Cookie Shop. And y'all, they seriously have about every cookie flavor that you could hope and dream of. They've got cookie sandwiches, flavors that you don't see all the time, like pumpkin cheesecake, caramel apple. I did try the blueberry lemon cookie while we were walking back, and that one was seriously incredible. So if you like blueberry and lemon, must get that one. The vibes in there were awesome. The employees were super nice to us, and if you buy 6 cookies, you get 2 for free. So make sure to check them out. If you're craving something sweet and you're on Main Street, this is definitely a spot to go to. We then made our way back to the room. We saw the Ullr bonfire going while we were heading back, and there is a parade that goes on after Ullr Fest.
Christmas lights are all around. I can see them now. It's like they spell your name. It's insane.
Good morning. So we decided to venture out this morning to Sapphire Point Overlook. That's between Keystone and Breckenridge on Swan Mountain Road. And then we also went back over to the Thomas Dambo sculpture. I featured him in my last vlog when we were in Breckenridge, but this is Isak Heartstone. It is the 40th recycled wood sculpture made by the artist Thomas Dambo and was made for Breckenridge Creative Arts Festival. There's a short little trail that takes you to see Isak if you are curious, so it's nothing crazy of a hike in, it's just a short walk, and it's really beautiful back there, especially right after it snows. We did make our way back to Main Street. We passed a really cute looking Starbucks here on the right. We did also pass by Crepes A La Cart. They have really good sweet and savory crepe options here. They're open early in the morning. They do tend to get busy, so prepare for a little bit of a wait if you are getting crepes from here. We then made it to Cool River Coffee House. We heard that they have great baked goods here. We just wanted something to warm us up, so we headed inside. They are open every day from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. and they do offer free parking on Breck Main Street until 10 a.m. every day. It's a really nice vibe in here. Honestly, I first saw Cool River Coffee House on Instagram when I was searching, and they have homemade Pop-Tarts that look incredible. We did get here later in the afternoon, so they were sold out of those, but we still got our hands on some nice looking baked goods.
Down on Christmas Day.
So in their bakery case, they had assorted scones, different donuts that were still available. We did go with a lemon blueberry bundt cake. It had a really nice icing on top, some zested lemon, and we just cut that in half to share. We are both huge fans of lemon and blueberry, and both of us really enjoyed this one. It had tons of icing. You can tell that it was really fresh, used great lemons, and the zest on top was just perfect. We went with an espresso martini to share, and then also a hot apple cider. I very much enjoyed the lemon blueberry bundt cake, and I still had a good amount of my hot apple cider to go, so that made for a nice hand warmer on the walk back. So we crossed the street after Cool River Coffee House. We were just planning on looking at some sights, but then we saw RMU Tavern and knew we had to stop in. They have a great selection of different craft beers, different local beers on tap, so we both got a drink each. And if you walk outside of the tavern, RMU has food next door. I have already looked at their menu and their pictures, and the food looks really good. So I was sad that we were full. I really wanted to try some food here, but for sure on our next trip, we'll have to give it a try. And welcome to our second full day here in Breckenridge. It was Friday morning, it had snowed throughout the night and into the morning. Kale popping in to show y'all how cold that it was outside. We were enjoying some steam room today, sauna and cold plunge, but we've got a great reservation planned for tonight. It's gonna be seafood on Main Street. We wanted to eat dinner at the Carlin, so this is back on Main Street. They do offer a happy hour, just so y'all know. It is from 4 to 5 p.m. daily. We did make reservations for 7 o'clock, so let's head in. sat down and got a quick look at the menu, but honestly the restaurant was so beautiful I just wanted to keep getting clips, so I just ordered a drink to start, but they have a really extensive seafood list here and lots of specials that they offered as well. I really liked the velvety blues and the golds that they had here. Their seafood bar looked awesome, fresh shrimp, oysters, and a little surprise when I got back to the table, the chef brought out some pickled mussels, one for each of us. It had Fresno chili on top with some pickled onion. Kale was trying to get a cute cheers video of us, but I was already excited and really into the pickled mussels, so I actually ate it instead of doing the cheers. My bad, Kale. And then our drinks arrived. I again went with an Aperol Spritz. I was really craving them this trip. I'm not sure why, but my parents got Rosemary's Baby, which is rosemary-infused Breck vodka, Grand Marnier with lemon. Kale went with the spiked apple cider. It had 4 Roses bourbon, hot apple cider, ginger, clove, and cinnamon. And for starters, we went with the grouper fish and chips. It's served with french fries, ketchup, and tartar sauce. These are the fried Brussels sprouts. And the ceviche served with a plantain chip and avocado. Also, I was obsessed with the little succulents at the table and I couldn't stop getting photos of them, but we really enjoyed the fried Brussels sprouts. All 3 of the dishes were really good. The ceviche was very fresh. My mom and MG both ordered the apple cider braised short rib served with butternut squash risotto, sauerkraut, and zucchini. This was the dish my cousin got. It was a chicken roulade and dumplings. I'm wild about clam chowder, so I had to get that to pair with our meal, so this was a cup of the clam chowder. And my aunt and Lisa both ordered the Wagyu steak to share. It came with some nice looking roasted potatoes and some asparagus that went with it as well. And for Kale's entree item, he went with the pork chop. It came with grilled asparagus. It had some nice golden beets on the side. It was just cooked to perfection. It was so juicy and delicious. For my entree, I went with something off menu, but this was a crispy cod that they did paired with asparagus. It had like a chili spicy sauce on the bottom, and then these potatoes were delicious. It was like little triangle potato cakes, super fluffy, garlicky, definitely a highlight. We were too full for dessert, but I did take some mints to go. Alright y'all, we just got finished up with our reservation here at Carlin.
And it's snowing.
It's snowing again, it's freezing, but we're having a good time. Kale's spiked hot apple cider was delicious.
Yeah, wish I had a third.
Yeah. We got 3 appetizers to share. The grouper fish and chips was great. We really enjoyed the ceviche. That was awesome. It comes with, yeah, the Brussels sprouts were really good. Kale liked that because it kind of had like a little fiery kick, a nice crunchy texture with those pepitas on top. I really enjoyed the ceviche. It was really fresh, really good. The chef brought out some pickled mussels. Those were a nice little starter to our meal. He enjoyed the pork chop, and then I got the black cod. It had like a nice crispy skin. And then these fried like garlic mashed potatoes, but they were fried perfectly in like this little triangle. If y'all are looking for a great dinner spot, we would definitely recommend Carlin, right here on Main Street. And I think we're gonna end it here for tonight. We'll be back tomorrow and show y'all our next foodie adventures that we get into.
More snow.
Hey y'all, it is our last full day here. We've honestly been kind of lazy today. It's been snowing a ton. It got really cold. The wind chill this morning, it felt like 0 outside, so we spent most of the day in the hot tub. But we just took a gondola down here, and now we have arrived at Tin Plate Pizza. Fatty's is right next door, which was also on our list to try, but come on inside with us and we're gonna try out some great pizza.
Let's get it.
Tin Plate has honestly got a lot of cool history to it as well, y'all. So it's located in a 138-year-old mining cabin in Breckenridge's prized historic district, home to the town's gold assayer in 1887. Tin Plate is where Colorado's largest gold nugget, named Tom's Baby, was cleaned and weighed at 13.5 pounds. So they really kept a lot of the history in mind here when they were renovating Tin Plate to really keep the heritage of the building and create an upscale dining experience right in the heart of Breckenridge. And once we sat down, we were pleasantly surprised to know we were there during happy hour. So it's every day from 3 to 5 p.m. They don't advertise that on their website, so just keep it in mind if you are looking to do an earlier dinner like we did. But we went ahead and started off with their sourdough, and they make fresh butter in-house. This sourdough is delicious. It's 7-year-old aged sourdough. In my opinion, if you're gonna fill up on bread as a starter, it's gotta be worth it, and this paired with their homemade butter was bomb. And then I started with a Bloody Mary, so did my mom. We made them spicy, and these were actually one of the drink highlights of the trip. Kale went with the Blueberry Columbine, and then MG got a Cucumber Jalapeno Margarita. This was their meatball, which is also on the happy hour menu, also comes with fresh baked bread. This chopped Caesar was also on their happy hour menu. Y'all, it had Parmesan crisps on it, really good house-made breadcrumbs. It was so good. And my parents got the golden beet salad to share. It had baby kale, arugula, roasted golden beets, and a pistachio vinaigrette. This was honestly one of the best salads I've ever had. They offered to grate some pepper on top of our Caesar, and everything was just perfect. Those Parmesan crisps on top just added the perfect crunch and texture. We still had lots of bread that we got to enjoy with it too. Getting into the meatball, we both split this one, but they were super moist. It had fresh marinara sauce that they make in-house, some Parmesan cheese on top with a little bit of pecorino, and it was served in this cute little mini iron skillet with some sourdough bread on the side. They were delicious. Perfect meatballs. The first pizza that came out was the pineapple pancetta pizza. It had house pickled jalapeno on it. This was their bolognese with house beef ragu, a sausage pizza with house sausage, roasted red bell peppers. And for our fourth pizza, we went with the white pizza featuring garlic, caramelized onion, and almonds. I just gotta show that up close. Their sourdough and the sauce here is just insane. I don't have any other words. Just insane. And after 4 pizzas, why not go for dessert? So we shared an espresso martini, and then Kale and I got 2 cookies from Dynamite Cookies next door. This was their snickerdoodle and oatmeal raisin. These are different than your average cookie too, because they are made with sourdough. They're not as sweet as your typical cookie. It was the perfect ending to our meal. Although we were stuffed at this point, Kale still made his way next door to get a box of 4 cookies to go, and they threw in the 4th one for free. Some remnants of the snowman I tried to build. Only the pretzel arms are remaining, but head flew off the deck. The sourdough recipe that they have is just wild.
It's a 7-year-aged sourdough. They use it in their pizza. They use it in everything.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
And homemade butter.
Oh.
I mean, first of all, start off with the bread and butter for sure. The salads that we had were awesome. Again, that happy hour is from 3 to 5. It included the meatballs that we had on there, the bread and butter, the chopped Caesar. And just another thing to note, they do have pastas there. I believe you do have to go after 5 for the baked shells. So just something to check in on if you are specifically craving pasta. Might want to check to make sure that they have that available, because I think it's only after 5 o'clock. We're going to end it here. Again, I think out of all the places that we ate on this trip, Tin Plate had to be our absolute favorite.
100%.
But if y'all have been to any of these places, let us know in the comment section. We'd love to hear about it. And if you are planning a trip to Breck, let us know if any of these are a place that you are planning on visiting. We can both see our breath, so
Yeah, it's time to go.
a little cold, time to go inside, but please like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks
Bye.
for watching.